Hello, everyone. Welcome to Adam and Steve, not
Adam and Eve,
the podcast where we bite the apple. Well, welcome back, Garden Hose.
Give me some of that apple.
Right.
I'm hungry over here.
It's a Granny Smith.
I actually don't like those ones.
Really?
I like the red ones.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not a huge Granny Smith apple fan.
I prefer those over red apples.
Really? I like the ones that are like kind of like mixed color. I don't know, Fiji apples?
Yeah, the Fiji apples are good.
Those are the ones I like.
But I prefer red apples are not my favorite. No. I don't know. I didn't even like bobbing for apples when I was a kid at parties because, like, I thought it was gross. Like,
it's kind of weird. Everybody's just like in the
and everybody spit. Yeah. Even as a kid, I was this is
and
gross.
As a gay man now, that seems disgusting, doesn't it?
When you think about all the other things you've done. Bobbing for apples are the one.
That is it. There is nothing else. I cannot. You have crossed the line.
Oh my
Put
God!
My face in a barrel with some water and apples. No, ma'am.
Out of all the things, it's the bobbing for apples that does it. That's the thing that takes it over the edge. Oh my God! All right. Well, on that note, how are you, Adam?
I'm doing fabulous.
Yeah, I see you over there with your glass of wine.
Yeah, you know, I made it extra full today.
I see. Oh, okay. You know what? It's so funny. I'm going to say this really quick. I had like this thing for my other job, which, you know, we'll let that job be what it is. But we had this like Zoom call, this charcuterie board. I always say that word wrong. But, you know, when you do the cheese and the wine and all this kind of stuff. And we had like some guy on talking about one from like Napa and stuff like that. And I said, when they were taking questions, I was like, what is the proper size for a glass of wine? Because I know what my friends and myself pour.
I mean, mine's like a liter.
I know.
You know?
They thought it was a really funny question.
Well, speaking of Napa.
I know. But needless to say, though, before you say that, needless to say, our glasses are way too big. What we pour.
No.
Or you're what they call a heavy-handed pourer.
I disagree.
But anyways, while we're getting into the comical things of it all, we have a guest.
Yes, we do.
And Adam's going to take the pleasure of introducing our guest like he always does.
Christian Jordan Grier.
Hi.
Hello, my garden hose.
Why don't you give the garden hose a quick rundown of who you are, what you're about, and then we'll get into some things later.
Okay. So, my name is Christian Jordan Grier, and I am a screenwriter, currently TV writer for the Kings of Napa, found on OWN for Oprah's network. Mm-hmm. And it's a fantastic show about a rich black family in the Napa Valley with all the family drama going down.
So much drama.
When the father steps down and the children have to take control.
Nice.
So, that's a little about me.
Yeah. We'll dive more in a little bit, but thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I love having you.
And I can tell you that show is not about my black family. We are not rich.
You know, the funny thing is that my family keeps reaching out saying which part is about us. 'Cause it actually comes from
You're like, none.
Yeah. Like my mom says that my cousins are calling my uncle a certain name from the show. Like, yeah, that's definitely him. Christian wrote him.
Oh,
like,
right. I mean, you know, oh my God,
families
are
talking about.
Right?
yeah, no idea what you're
like,
saying.
I didn't even write that part. Well, we'll get into that a little bit more. So what's going on with you guys in the neighborhood? Like anything new? Like what's some news? What are you watching? I don't know. I feel like we don't have to wear a mask in LA. I don't know if we talked about that.
I don't know if we have talked about this. I mean, we've talked about every episode
I
about
know,
having to wear
and
a mask.
We bitched about it.
We bitched and bitched. So now we do not have to wear a mask.
We do not have to wear a mask. Like,
you know, LA took so long to get this.
I know. I mean, can you, like, at the gym not wearing a mask? I'm looking at people like,
I'm like,
oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Or like, okay,
I used
you
to
hot.
think
or maybe you should put that mask back on.
And you know what? No tea, no shade. Well, actually, a lot of tea.
Yeah.
I come into work and there's still people coughing in the office. Mm-hmm. So that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Great to be back on mask and coughing in the hallways.
Just everyone just spreading their
like,
germs around. No, seriously.
I mean,
I actually had like a slight cough because of allergies this week.
People looking at you crazy.
No, I didn't go into the office because like of that reason. And I'm like, I don't want to be looked at like, you know.
Yeah. You are a little bit more cautious without a mask if somebody coughs. Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to be like that for a while. You're like, oh, ma'am.
You're gonna whip out your rapid COVID test,
Right.
And they're like, "Don't worry, it's Coke."
But
Cough.
It's just a trip.
I will say on Sunday, when I was out, I didn't have to show my vaccination card to get in the bars, and that was cool. I was like, oh, wow.
And
So
here, not to
progressive.
say that we're against preventative measures for COVID here,
Yeah.
but it's just nice
we have
because
done
a
our
lot of other areas have really been a little bit more progressive on this. So for us in LA, we've been always the ones that have been more strict.
Yeah,
And
which is fine. You do what you're supposed to
you
do.
what
We
you
have.
do. We have.
But
But it's nice when you finally get to have a little more freedom in
Well, and
terms
it's-
of like what's on your face.
Yes. And it's starting to feel a little bit more normal-ish. Y'all are nasty. Y'all are nasty. I'm over here being serious, and y'all
on
over
your
here just
face.
nasty.
Go to the bathroom, gonna clean yourself up.
But it is starting to feel a little bit more normal, which
Yeah.
is a good thing. And like I actually went into some stores too and didn't have to put a mask on. It felt weird though. I was like, am I doing something wrong?
sometimes you're like, oh wait,
Yeah.
my face feels naked. I
Yeah.
don't know.
So I've been trying to keep a mask with me, like in my bag or whatever, just in case, because you never know. Like some places still want you to wear it, which I understand, and then some places are like, you don't have to. So I don't know. Anyways, that's
We're
a
here
good
for
thing.
that.
We're here for it.
Love it.
What else is happening with you all?
You know, it is pilot season over here. So at work, we're just seeing all of these pilots go left and right. And, you know, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy with all the, you know, Ukraine stuff happening. And you go to work and you're like, the conversations you have, it's not about that. It's about, so, you know what? I'm not sure what science lab we should do this project in. Why don't we go to like China and like have this kid like make this ball and explodes and he tries to save the world that way. And then you're like, great, yeah, that's the project we're gonna work on.
You know, the entertainment industry does not stop.
Yeah.
Like it does not stop.
It does not.
It doesn't stop. And I mean, yeah, I know that firsthand, but it does not stop.
Yeah.
It,
I mean, I can't really say the same, but
but it continues.
I'm not in the same industry.
Entertainment industry finds a way.
It's always about escaping reality. That's what the entertainment industry is.
It
all
really
about.
is. Yeah.
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 And it's you know, for a lot of people in a lot of hard times, it's a saving grace for a lot of people to escape and watch certain things. You know, because no matter what you think about TV or not, or movies or whatever, there's a genre for everybody that serves whatever purpose. You know what I mean? So
So what are you guys watching then? Like right now? What's your
I
favorite
just
go-tos?
finished Euphoria.
I just finished it too.
I'm
so
done with that too.
It's
I felt like it drained my soul though.
it's intense.
It's intense.
It's intense.
Listen, I'm a little upset. Should we talk about spoilers?
All
Should
right,
we-
we're gonna talk about this for the next. I don't know. So if you haven't watched Euphoria, then speed up and then you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like fast forward through this part because it's been over for what, a couple weeks.
It's been
Right,
it's-
and if
you
you haven't
had
watched it,
time.
you behind.
Yeah,
You had time.
Yeah,
Right.
spoiler alert.
Okay, look. As much as I love the ending of the show, I was always like, there's a lot of storylines that Stephen Levinson just left out, like the idea of Zendaya taking all this luggage of drugs and then never paying the drug lord back when she warned her that I'm going to turn you into a sex slave, and then.
But don't you think that's coming in the next season?
I don't think so. It's been a long
No,
fucking
there's
time.
no
She
way
showed
that
up
they
at her
can just
house
let
all
that
drugged
go.
up.
No, but there's no way they can just let that.
And
Oh
whatever-
wait,
and
but
whatever-
she might be gone because they set her up,
They did.
so she may be gone. So that storyline might be gone.
Oh, it was a very sluggish storyline, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they set her up though. They made it seem like they were gonna go get her and she was gonna be gone. So
And that fucking song at the end.
Yeah.
Wasting 5 minutes of that song.
Did you like the play?
I fucking loved the play.
loved the play.
it was good, but there is no high school play that would have ever been like.
No,
Yeah.
hell no. I mean, a majority of this shit going on.
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
when she was
happening,
riding the
but-
horse,
Yeah.
it's like okay,
Was
girl.
it a public high school too? Like or a private high
I
school?
don't
Like, what kind of
know.
school was
Well,
this?
there
I
wasn't.
know.
There wasn't one
I mean,
teacher in
it's-
there.
Like, who approved
I
this
know.
play?
Who let them go out there and just
Right.
start beating the shit out of each other?
That was
like,
right.
you know, like
It turned into fucking Jerry Springer.
It did.
did.
It did.
I was like going back to my heyday. It's like, man, I miss Jerry Springer. What happened to that?
But I think the way they filmed it and
That was
did the
great.
play with the actual storyline was brilliant.
It was fantastic.
The cinematography I've
was
always
great.
said is amazing in that show, and what they did with the addiction in the show, I just think is so far from what a lot of shows have ever tried to even do. And it was actually hard to watch sometimes. Yeah. Honestly, I felt like, oh God, I kind of want to turn this off.
Well, you know, the creator of the show like went through that.
Yeah. That's because I watched some of the like afterwards. They show like
like kind of behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes from the episode and so that was like something that was.
It's a really interesting show for me. It's very good. It's hard to root for anybody because there kind of isn't anybody really good. They're all really fucked up in their own way. But
you don't like fucked up people?
I mean,
I thought you like baggage. Doesn't everyone here like baggage?
It's almost hard. It's like, it's like that one show on HBO Max about the family that everybody's trying to run the business. Oh, well,
Succession?
Like Succession.
I actually never watched it, but I know
it's so good, but there's not one good person to root for. Like there's literally not one person that you should root for that you think. Like there's not a good person.
I think what's so interesting about these shows is that we're really diving deep into the psychology of looking back on growing up. You're actually witnessing and seeing not only the kids are fucked up, but why they're fucked up. And it's always fascinating to see the roots of it. I think you see that clearly with Succession. You kind of see that.
You do. But also with Euphoria, but it's interesting to watch a show about teenagers as an adult, right? Because as an adult, you can look at these shows and be like, well, damn, if she had just went over here or just said this to this person or her mom or dad, then there wouldn't be these issues. But as a teenager, when you think about yourself as a teenager, the things that were, you look back now, you're like, well, the shit, that was little, but it was like the biggest thing to you in your life. At the time. You couldn't talk to your parents. Like you couldn't really say things to certain friends. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like a whole different perspective you have as a teenager. And then as an adult, you can look back on it and be like, okay, yeah, that was a thing. But some of the other things you're like, oh, well,
Well, that also comes back to the psychology of things where as a teenager, when you witness something traumatic as that, I don't think you have the emotional intelligence to communicate something.
No.
And so it goes back to the old saying as an adult where if you don't say it, you store it.
Yeah.
And that shit gets heavy.
Yeah. It was just like watching that one show on on Netflix, the one about the girl who killed herself and she sent the tapes to everybody.
Oh, 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was so frustrating as an adult.
I actually never watched it, but I know all about it because everyone's told me.
I mean, it was a super popular show.
It was super popular.
Controversial show, too.
It was very controversial. I didn't watch the second season because I had heard some things that I did not want to see. So I just let it go. I was like, okay, I'm done. Anyways, moving on. I just finished You. And if y'all haven't watched that, you should watch it. It's crazy.
I haven't watched it.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Hello, You. I've met people like you.
Really?
Not you. But
no, I know. Like the character on You. You know.
Yeah, I've had an old friend that had a boyfriend just like you.
Okay, well, that's scary.
That shit's real.
I've seen the previews for it. I was like, oof, I don't know.
It's a crazy show.
A lot of jokes with you. Sorry.
Let's move along. Okay. We're going down a rabbit hole here.
We are.
All right. What else is happening that's not television related, I guess? You know what I mean? I feel like we always do these television things, and I don't know why we always go down rabbit holes.
We can talk about Disney.
I think that is
I'm going to let you...
good topic.
Okay.
Yeah, tell
I
us
feel
your
like
thoughts,
I can talk about it, but I'm not. I feel like you're a little bit more versed in like I don't know the latest.
It's just really messy because I'm gonna probably fuck up his name, but his name is Bob Chapek. He's the new CEO of Disney, and for whatever reason, Disney was behind the Don't Say Gay bill, and he finally had a shareholders meeting where he first doubled down on them advocating for the bill.
Right.
And then I would say after the reactions of everybody having on that shareholders meeting, he had another shareholders meeting, backtracking everything that he said, explaining that there was something in the bill that they were advocating for behind the scenes. And they wanted to support the lawmakers. But clearly they didn't read the full bill. So now they're putting all this money, and it's just messy because now Pixar put out this open letter stating how Disney has been very two-faced about supporting LGBTQ community and how they've usually just made it as a marketing business. But when it came to laws and all that stuff, they really weren't fully there for it.
I can see how people are upset by this.
So
I don't understand how you don't know that you're backing this, or you do know and you don't understand that people are going to be in uproar.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially nowadays.
Exactly, because
It's not like, you know.
you can't hide anything.
Yeah, you can't. You can't
Like
hide
people
anything
literally
these
sit on
days.
their computers and they are like internet detectives.
I know.
They will uncover anything.
And then immediately when the media freaks out, social media freaks out, then like people retract their statement.
Yeah.
Like, are you stupid?
Yeah,
Like, we've gone through this a million times now.
this could be the stupid Christian speaking out loud with 2 glasses of wine in him, but there could be some correlation to wow, I almost fucked that up. Disney supporting the Florida because of all the theme parks in Florida and all the money they're making out of Florida.
I mean,
And so they want to be on the lawmakers' side of whatever they put out in Florida. I think there might be a correlation there, but that is the stupid
opinion.
Christian.
I mean,
2 glasses of wine.
that's
and
not far fetched because
No,
we
that's
know
not
money is
far-fetched.
always the root of.
And everybody's entitled to their
Yeah,
thoughts and
it's
opinions
not-
of what's
it's not
going
far-fetched.
on.
all about the money at the end. Of the day.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's not far fetched. I mean, that could very well be. But again, even if that is the case, how they could have thought they could get away with it without people having a reaction is beyond me, right? Because everything is out there, or if it's not, it becomes available at some point. So you can't really.
Can't hide from it.
Yeah, that's why I'm always say I watch the ID channel, and to get away with a murder or something, you have to be. I don't know how you could. You know what I mean? Like
Whatever you do, don't jerk off on the victim.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. You got to
Always find the semen.
There's always you cannot just get away with shit.
Got your semen on her face, girl.
Right, you really can't.
You caught.
It's always something. So were you gonna? Are you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, I thought you were. I don't.
Oh, I thought you were. Bye.
Bye. No, I don't. I don't know how I know you. I feel like I've known you for a while, but I don't know. I seriously, we always do this.
Are you?
No,
What are we
that show?
talking about right now?
How did
Is
you
this
let
a
her-
podcast?
Who let her
Why are these
in?
headphones on my head?
Who the fuck are you?
I don't know her.
I don't know her. She can't sit with us.
Who brought her?
Look, she can't look, Adam.
You guys are such drama queens.
You want it sounds.
Yeah.
No, we always do this thing where we're like, okay, we've known each other from here, or we met here, but I feel like I've just known you, and I don't know, maybe just from around. I know
feel
you've
like
done
I've
cruises.
run into you like several times around these streets.
Well, yeah,
On the streets of WeHo.
Like I've seen you
The
at
streets
20.
talk.
I've seen you
Streets
work
of
out at
WeHo.
24 Hour Fitness.
Okay, maybe that's it.
I've seen you at the clubs.
Well,
And
the
on
clubs.
the clubs,
The
The clubs.
in the streets.
Um,
But no, I don't think I've ever genuinely,
because we always say hi. We always
Yeah.
say, hey, how's it going? But
because
like,
in my drunken self, when you recognize a face, that you always like wave at that
yeah,
person.
we always say hi and stuff. Like we'll go and say hi and hug and
that's-
everything. But I just didn't know. Like I've seen you on cruises that I've been on and worked. And how many cruises have you done, by the way?
2.
Have they all been January cruises?
They have been.
Okay, so I've never been working when you've done the cruises. I've always been a guest. Okay,
And then just for those who don't know, this is the Atlantis Cruises.
the Atlantis cruises.
We just had fun on the last one. And I know you through Sergio, obviously.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
how I know you.
Well, because I remember seeing you on the cruise too. Oh, of which we were actually supposed to do a cruise podcast episode. We've never done.
Well, there's been a lot of things going on. And we have so many guests. We're just booked for days.
And just so you girls know, that is also a project I'm working on as a TV show.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I actually
My-
used to-
About the cruise?
Yeah, I pitched it to my manager, and
Oh,
I gave him a very unique hook to it, and he was like, do
I knew
it.
somebody else who was trying to do that.
That sounds.
But I don't know what the hook was that they were doing or you were doing. But I knew
I'm not
somebody
gonna
was
tell
trying
you
to do it. Nor am I going to ask.
I'm here for it though.
Yeah.
I'm here for it because there's a lot of things that go on there that would be fun to
I don't even know if they can put some of those
I
things
know,
on.
probably not.
Well, maybe on the streaming
never know,
platform.
girl.
A streaming platform, you could definitely do it.
The world's getting progressive, girl.
It is.
Gossip Girl. They
If
have
you're not
teens doing coke.
Well, if you're not on
Coke.
if you're not on network, you can do a lot of things that you can't do on network. That's for sure. Anyways.
I think we should get into the
meat.
the meat of the episode.
The balls of
the meat.
I mean, so we wanted to have you on because, you're a writer in the streets of Hollywood. You're a gay, writer, and, we got to represent, not that, it's a foreign concept to people, but, but we thought it'd be cool.
And you're just a cool guy.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and we're having a really fun time with you. So, where are you originally from?
I am originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. Not the city, the county.
Okay.
So I was, we were in a land of a lot of Jewish people. Mm-hmm. We were the only Catholic people in a 5-mile radius. So everyone knew us. Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
And it's the only way to be, though. Everyone's got to know you.
My family I grew up in a family that runs many funeral homes. I don't know if anyone has watched 6 Feet Under, but
I have.
I think it was this first episode or second episode where they get a knock on the door about a funeral home corporation trying to buy them out.
I remember that.
Ladies and gentlemen,
weirdly,
my family is the funeral corporation.
Oh.
They buy out funeral homes. And we've been doing it since the 1950s. And I'm glad to say, or I don't know if I'm glad to say, it's kind of awkward to say, we are the largest African-American owned funeral home business in the nation. Okay.
So was that Netflix show about y'all?
Oh, hell no. That was an embarrassment to black funeral homes.
There was a Netflix show about black funeral homes. It was like a comedy.
That was
It wasn't a comedy.
No,
it wasn't a reality show.
It was
it?
reality.
Oh, it's comedy.
It was reality.
I only watched like an episode or two, and I was like, okay,
bad.
this is bad.
It was really bad. It was embarrassing. I'm sorry, it was. It's the truth. So listen, I came from that industry. There was a lot of pressure about us, the next generation, and me being included. I was like, fuck that. No, I'm not going there. So at 18, I jumped ship. I came here to California.
You didn't want to embalm bodies and stuff?
Hell no. I mean, that was my first job. I was like 14 years old doing
embalming bodies?
Okay, it wasn't embalming bodies. I was helping them move from the basement to the first floor.
Oh, hell no.
I was your 14-year-old therapist. Like when someone just came in the front door and they asked where Aunt Maybelline is.
Not Maybelline.
And sometimes they give me a whole story about Aunt Maybelline, and I was like, yep, I know she loved you. Down the hall to the left.
She loved you. That's hilarious.
Those were the good days. But yes, I jumped ship. Came out here with no clear plan. And my mom, she was...
So at this point, you came to LA?
Yeah, I came to LA. I was 18 years old. I was not... all the colleges I applied to, got denied. I was like, fuck it. I'm moving to LA. I'm going to figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
So you jumped on the bus. I'm just kidding. But if you were on the bus, it would have been a great LA,
I jumped on Southwest. This podcast is sponsored by Southwest.
That's pretty much the bus of the airline. So
close enough.
I'm sorry, my Southwest flight is in there.
No,
this
never going to
podcast
sponsor us.
Is no longer sponsored by Southwest.
It's just so bad. Oh my God. Okay. So you jumped on this.
I jumped. Yes, I jumped.
Quick sponsorship.
I know.
Yes, came out here, no clear plan. My mom is part of this group called Link Sisters. And Link Sisters is actually a black social elite group for women all around the nation. And in short, she sent an email out saying, "Help! My son is out there by himself. He needs someone in the entertainment industry fast." So I was very smart enough to actually do my own networking, where I ended up working as a PA for a cool guy named Guillermo del Toro at his post-production house, where he was working on a project called Pacific Rim. Meanwhile, my mom's sending out this email, and this little old lady who I will not say her name said, "Oh, I know this person who's an executive producer for a show called Criminal Minds." They connected me via email, and I'm about to tell you something that you probably should never do at home. And
there's a lot of things I should never do at home. They still happen.
There you have it.
So be careful.
Right.
I emailed this woman every fucking week for 12 weeks. Actually, no, sorry, 16 weeks. And this is like in a very important person. And I'm just bothering her to set a time to like, can we just meet? Can we just meet?
Oh my God.
And she finally gave in. She caved in, where I got to meet her for 1 hour. And she was a busy woman. But I had, there was a little bit of I can't even say the word. Machiavellian. See, this is when you know you're not Machiavellian. I befriended her husband, and we hit it off very well. And I was like, well, if this is one way I'm going to get to know her, this is going to be the way. And sure enough, because of that, I hung out with them. I became like their pseudo son. And I ended up crashing their house for like a good whole 2 summers. And because of that bonding ship, and because of me forcing her to be my mentor, built this great relationship where even though I was going this assistant life, one day came that call saying, "Hey, Christian, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm working at so-and-so." And she's like, "How would I like to be my assistant?" I'll say, "I'll take it." I kicked my ass for 1.5 years on that desk. Wrote this stupid ass script.
Devil Wears Prada shit right there.
Pretty much. I wrote this. She asked me actually to put together a 1 hour drama, and she would staff me on one of her shows. I did not do that. I instead wrote a half-hour comedy that was stuck in my head for years, and came up to her saying, "Hey, look, I know you asked me to do this 1 hour drama, but I have this half-hour comedy."
But I didn't do that.
But I have this half-hour comedy. I know you won't staff me. I just need your thoughts. She fucking loved this. And I'll tell you a little bit about it, because it's based on a true story where was a very low point in my life. I was jobless in LA, trying to figure my shit out, and I needed to go out and get fucked up. So I went to the bar, right? And this is the night before, like, I had a job interview. None of my friends showed up. I'm at Trunks. So there you have it.
Ooh, you were at
I was
yeah, but you were. But how long ago with this? Because that Trunks back then is a different Trunks than it is now.
Really?
So you were really at Trunks.
We're in 2015, baby.
Oh, you were at Trunks was a little different in 2015.
Really?
She was a little grittier.
It was
Oh,
dark.
I would have loved to go.
She was a little grittier.
People were mysterious. And I met this fine ass man after taking way too many drinks. And we were having a good old time, making out. Meanwhile, important note, I drove to the bars. And halfway in, I learned that this guy is a cop off duty. And for whatever reason, to myself, I'm like, ooh, game on.
Yeah. Let's do it, baby.
Like, I was like, are your handcuffs in your bed? Will you arrest me there? So literally, I offered him a ride home, and we did our thing on the way to his place. But on his way to his place, after doing our thing, he fell asleep, and then I fell asleep. And next thing I know, I've totaled 4 cars. I wake up, he's gone. He ran off. So it's just me. And I
know some of the cops. I wonder if it's any of the ones I know.
You know what's funny? He still follows me on Instagram.
Oh.
I know a few. I know a few gay cops. I bet you I know.
So where am I? Yes. I call the cops. I tell them I fall asleep on the wheel. They ask me, are you obstructing traffic, sir? No. Oh, then we don't need to come out. Oh, all right.
But did you leave out the part where you totaled 4 cars?
Yeah, I totaled 4 cars.
And they still didn't come out?
I wasn't obstructing traffic. They were all parked.
That's insane.
Because there was nobody else
There's
involved.
nobody. Yeah,
But still. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, what
they
about
told me to leave a note on every windshield.
Oh, child, this is not Clueless. Should I leave a note?
I was like, this is insane to me.
Right.
I listen, I even called insurance. They wouldn't come out because I needed a police report. And then it was like back and forth. And one part, that some people don't know is that it is 4 a.m. You've had a lot of drinks. I started getting the shits. And there was one point when the insurance, I think it was on a 40-minute hold, where the insurance was taking so long, I ended up having to shit in the bushes while waiting for insurance to answer.
My God.
Oh my God.
Don't worry. Look, it gets better. So it came to a
I
point.
love that you're just putting this out there. You're just putting this out there for the world. But you know what? We're all human.
Right.
Everybody poops.
Everybody poops.
Well, I guess you gotta
Adam
go. You
and
gotta
Steve,
go.
everybody poops. This is the episode's name. Anywho,
That might be the episode name.
Everybody shits.
everybody shits. So I didn't have any money, but I realized I had a check from working whatever, doing whatever, like $150. And that's how much it was to pay for a tow truck. Bank of America was a mile and a half. This is sponsored by Bank of America. We were walking. I leave a note, like I said, and I walk all the way down to this Bank of America. It took about 90 minutes. So the sun's coming up. And the moment I put the check in, I get the call. You better get your ass back here. It's one of the people I hit. So I'm like, fuck. I walk back. Cops are now there. Like three cop cars. Like, I feel like I am fucked. And I come up to the cop. Cop is interrogating me. He knows what's going on. He knows what's dealing with. But while he's interrogating me, we both get this god-awful stench. Like, what is that?
Oh my
smell?
God.
And I then look at the woman who called the cops and then called me. And then I look down and then I see her pink slippers. And I see shit all over her pink slippers. And then I look to where she came from because obviously track marks. And like, holy shit. I did not shit in the bushes. I shat on her fucking stoop. So I was just like,
You were real fucked up.
oh yeah, I was real fucked up. And the cop, it was really funny. It was hilarious because the cop was like, ma'am, you need to go back and change your shoes.
You walked in some shit.
She stomped.
You've been through some shit, bitch. You have been through some shit.
I can't even deal with this right now.
Long story short, I had to do the breathalyzer test. I thought I was fucked. I passed.
What?
And he said to me, I'll never forget this, consider yourself lucky because I know what happened. I was like, oh, yeah.
Like, do you though? Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're lucky. You
So,
really,
you know,
really are lucky.
I made a script about what if I took an Uber back and reported my car stolen and how would that go? So, you know. Yeah, that's what
Probably
got me
would've
in the
been-
room. That's the script. That is the script that got me in the room and working for the Kings of Napa.
That is some crazy shit.
Literally.
Right. Right. Literally.
No pun intended.
I can't eat like right now.
I know. It's like you know.
But I thank you for sharing the truth.
Yeah,
and
he
what
he
actually
made sure
really
not to
happened.
tell us like
so
the whole
grateful.
I
punch,
know.
the whole ending of that until
Right.
now.
In
So
the pre-interview, we did not get
this is-
this.
we didn't.
I'm so happy for sharing my shit with you.
You know what? As they say, shit happens.
Yeah, literally.
I mean,
There's just so many things you can say to
right.
us right now.
Right. There's so
Must have been a
much.
shitty situation.
It just doesn't end.
I mean, God.
Take your shit and go somewhere else.
Get your shit.
Get
and
your
get
shit
out
out of here. Anyway,
But that's,
I could go on for hours.
I know. Right? We
I
just
could
keep on
literally
running on. I mean, but honestly, though, life experience actually makes for really
Everything
good
happens
stories.
for a reason.
And the best writers in those writers' rooms are the ones that can pull from a lot of things that have happened to them and their friends, right? Because honestly, other than us doing this podcast to like, you never know who's listening and like can like glean whatever you're talking about and you can help, you know, somebody, like I say, if you can help one person, you've done your job. But part of the reason of us doing this is this, like when we sit around and talk to each other and we tell each other stories, you're like, that did not. Nobody could
like
know.
there's stories that there's like no fucking way that
No,
happened.
right.
There's no way, because then like that, it's just their experiences that you're like,
Yes.
wow.
And part of us doing this is because we
Wow.
want to share with
Wow,
others.
Christian.
You know, with like you know, if you walk away from this episode, just know you learned one thing. You make your message. Oh, I fucked it up.
Right.
Make your message. Share your shit.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Literally.
Oh, it is really-
So
literally.
this took you to Kings of Napa
Yes.
Ultimately. So how was that experience?
Oh my god,
This was what episode? Where did you?
It was first of all, it was a great experience. It was a different experience because
So wait, hold on. Kings of Napa is on OWN.
on
First
OWN,
of all,
yes.
let's let the
And how do you
people know.
how do you typically watch it?
You can find if you have the OWN TV app, the first 3 episodes are free. It's also on Hulu Live if you have a Hulu.
Okay.
Does it's weekly though on
weekly.
OWN. What night is it? Do you know?
Tuesdays 8 p.m.
Tuesdays. Okay. I mean, I never know the nights of shows anymore because you just stream everything or
You can
catch
watch.
it when you
You
catch
can
it,
watch. It's at 8 p.m. So right when it ends, you can jump right into Abbott Elementary. So I don't know if you guys watch that show, but it's also
You know
a
what?
great
It's doing
show.
very well ratings wise. I have not watched it,
Definitely.
but I've heard that
it's like the
doing
new
well.
Office,
Yeah,
pretty much.
I am very much behind on TV.
It's okay. Everybody is.
No, I know.
There's
It's
just so much
overwhelming.
TV.
It's hard not to be behind
Yeah,
on TV
yeah.
because there's so
There's a lot.
many options and ways to watch TV now. So it's kind of hard to be like, up on
Fully
it.
in it,
But, but yeah, it's interesting that is a show like this. The story of that show, like the storyline, like Black family, wine, Napa. That's very interesting. Nobody would ever think.
We've always wanted to go. Like, I think ever since Succession happened, everybody was looking for that same show but something different. And then it came to us about we want to do a Black rich family show drama. And also when the show came along, they also wanted to bring back Dynasty.
Okay, so quick note on Dynasty. I've been sending Adam clips of Alexis and Crystal getting slapped and stuff and fighting on Dynasty because
I didn't even know.
He
this
didn't
existed.
know.
I didn't know. I'm just like, I told you I'm terrible with TV and like especially stuff like
Some of the best
older
things
TV.
ever.
Like I just don't know. And like he's sending like just like clips of like stuff from Dynasty all the time. It's so hilarious.
and
to
he's
me.
like, oh,
that this was the
my
show.
God.
This is a show of like 2 women beating the shit out of each other all the time. I just couldn't believe it.
It was just drama. And it's funny because I keep saying like I miss campy television like that. Like it's kind of amazing. You know what I mean? So
And that's what the Kings of Napa is. Like, it's 2 sisters of 2 generations beating the shit out of each other.
So much drama.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Just one thing after another, girl.
But you have fun writing on.
Oh my God, it's a fantastic, like, having fun with it. Like, we just gotta, like, every episode there's a twist, and we have to figure out what that twist is and how to push the story forward.
So how were you incorporated into the show? I guess because like I said, I'm not in the industry, so I don't really understand when there's writers on shows what their part actually is in like a series.
So basically, when I came in, the reason why she loved the script so much is that she realized I'm really good at putting together messy situations, messy scenarios.
Clearly.
And
Yeah.
literally,
Never gonna let that go.
I've never. It's like every time I see you now, I'm gonna have some type of off the wall funny thing to say about shit or
how's your bowel movement going?
pretty shitty day, isn't it?
Right.
Did you shit before you got here?
Oh my
You
God.
look like you're in a shitty mood.
The shit is right. Like the shit's hit the fan.
Sorry, we gotta stop. I will go on for hours.
Anywho, it was a great experience. When you come in the room and you're breaking story from day one. And what I mean by when you're breaking story is that, calm down.
It's so hard. My mind is going.
I knew he wanted to say something.
You literally there's the pilot episode, the first episode is already written. So the very first job, you're in a room with like 6 or 7 writers, or maybe sometimes 10 or 12, and you guys are really breaking down first the characters. What journey do you want the characters to each have? And then when you figure that out, then you figure out what their full arcs are. Once you figure out the full arcs, you're going episode by episode of what small arc of the large arc you want your characters to have to reach at the very end.
Don't you have a showrunner too to kind of guide you?
Oh, hell yeah. Her name, I'll say her name because I'm so proud of her. Janine Shimmerbois.
Yeah.
And she was the showrunner for Claws on TNT.
Which I love.
Self-Made with Octavia Spencer, which you can watch on Netflix.
Yeah.
And she's doing some cool stellar show I can't speak of much of, but it's going to be on Apple.
I've always thought that would be a really cool job to have.
Yeah, it's a busy. You don't. One thing I'm learning as I'm getting higher on the ladder here is that you really can't have any other life when you become a showrunner. Like that is your life.
Right.
It's fascinating to see showrunners at my age start to becoming doing that. The one perfect example is a guy named Mike Gallo, who has a show called Send Help. It's going to be on All Black on AMC. And it's just, it's inspiring to see, but it's also the reality check of like, listen, you have to fucking love doing what you're doing. Because if you don't, this job
it'll just be taxing
not for you.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm excited. But I'm also low-key preparing myself because there's going to be a time in my life where you may not see me in West Hollywood as much as you
You'll
used
be
to.
shitting around the block, you know?
Someone get him an Uber.
Anyway. No, yeah, but that's cool though. That's
I'm excited. It's an exciting journey, and this was the very first show to be working on it, and I'm very excited for the second season to come. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
We did it through the pandemic. We had it was weird during that time because a lot of networks and studios were very unsure of what shows were going to happen. So you would do a full room. A full room is 20 weeks of working. Now that the pandemic is happening, they split that in half because they weren't too sure if the show was going to happen. So instead of 20 weeks, you get 10 weeks. And then you would wait X amount of months before they're like, okay, we're going to do this movie or do this show. And then we get another 10 weeks. So everything was all spread out and different. And then, of course, there was COVID. So not everyone could be on set. Normally, I would be on set for my episode. I wrote episode 2. But unfortunately, because there was so much money put into having COVID officers and having these separated tents for the cast and all that.
It was really stripped down.
Yeah, it was very stripped down. You can only do so much bringing people on set. So the only person that was overseeing everything was the showrunner herself.
Yeah, it was very stripped down.
So you had you wrote episode 2, but then your involvement in the other episodes.
That's like what I like to call the count on all the episodes, where people would have these ideas, and we'd be like developing these like this is what's going to happen, and then at the very last minute, I'm like,
I don't know.
What if we did this?
Yeah.
And of course, everyone would like freak out and be like, "What the fuck, Christian? Like we were just like." And of course, then it'll be like maybe the number 2 person or the showrunner, and they'd be like, "You know what?
Yeah, maybe
I like that idea.
Let's play with this for a quick second."
And
But that's
everyone's
part
like,
of
we
the
were
creative
about to
process.
go home,
Yeah.
bitch.
I know. You're pissed.
Hungry.
You're like, I was
about to be hangry.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I mean, but that's part of the creative process. But I do get it because it's like when you're on a call and then like you're about to get off and somebody be like, "What?" I'm like, "This bitch had to ask one more question."
God fucking damn.
Right? Like she had to ask one more. Yeah.
I was gonna go shit.
So, what did your funeral family think about you writing here in lovely old Los Angeles?
You know, I think they support me. I think they're also slightly worried about me maybe saying, making a few characters like them, which I promise I'm not doing.
You will.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they support me. I mean, and it's great to be over here and them to be over there. So all I know is I get a call from my brother or my mom talking about all the drama going down over there. I know right now we're going through, I heard we're going through a succession.
Yeah.
Where they're deciding who's going to run what. It's going to be, and it's been very interesting so far.
Oh, it's like a show in itself.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
I
a
bet
show.
your mind's going right
Actually,
now.
that's a good show.
See where I'm going at.
Yeah, no, that's a good show. Well, tell them that characters based on family sometimes pays off. Look at Medea, Tyler Perry. I mean, Tyler is basically made millions upon millions being Medea.
Yeah. And ain't nobody need to know who's based off of who.
Exactly.
Listen, Tyler Perry movies are movies where I can turn my brain off and have a blast.
I just watched the latest Medea movie on Netflix the other day, and it's as silly as it is. I laughed. I laughed.
Sometimes you need to just watch something
You just,
you don't have to think
you're
about
like,
it. You're
I'm
just
gonna
this is,
laugh.
like just funny.
Yeah.
Stupid funny.
And I'm sorry, Medea is just funny.
She's hilarious.
Like she just says some shit. And you're just like,
I fucking died. It's not ruining anything. It's like the intro of the movie where this guy set himself on fire, and Medea, when they were supposed to get water, Medea got a goddamn teacup.
she got a teacup of water. She's like, I'll be right there.
Just put this.
I fucking died.
It's like, I'll be right there.
Just see her just.
She did.
It's like
She got a teacup. He was on fire. She got a teacup of
He
water.
was fully lit.
Yeah, and she got a teacup.
not in a good way.
No, not in a good way. It was funny. Yeah, I literally just watched that the other day because I thought, I just need to watch something funny. And it was that. But look, it paid off.
Was that not to go on a tangent? There's a character in here. It's the roommate's mother. Was that a man dressed up as a woman, or was that a woman?
The roommates.
The one from the Ireland. Were they from Ireland?
Yes,
I kept
think
looking.
that was a man dressed up as a woman.
Because it kept making me think, like, does that look like Robin Williams? I know
That's
it's
what it
not
looked
Robin
like. No,
Williams.
because he's not
Yeah.
with us anymore. But he looked very much like Robin Williams. But
Like Mrs. Doubtfire.
yes, very
Yes.
much something along that lines. Yeah, but he looked familiar. I'm
that
gonna have to
movie
look
is
that up.
hilarious,
Watch it with Tyler Perry.
This
and,
podcast
like,
is not sponsored by Medea.
No, I'm just kidding.
We have so many sponsorships this podcast. Who
I
would've
know,
known?
right?
God, we're
I'll
gonna
have
be
to
loaded.
Look that one up. Yeah, that had to be a man.
Yeah.
But it's funny.
Some not so much sponsorships.
Well, at least they're supportive. So,
Yeah, no, that's good. So your family is supportive.
They're supportive. They're very
That's good.
supportive.
That's good. What do you ultimately want to do after, moving forward, the years to
I
come?
want to have a bunch of shows on TV.
Mhm.
And look, at the end of the day, the reason why I write is I always want to educate people on something they don't know about. And if I'm not educating them, challenge them on whatever their beliefs are.
Mhm.
It's just always a great feeling to have that I'm giving them a different worldview that they have not seen before. Yeah. And it all comes back to experience that I have. I think everything I've written has an experience that I've had. Shitting myself on the street is one of them. But
you're shitting
I
in the
promise
street.
you, there's a message there.
That's why life.
And I want to,
experiences are amazing.
I want to come home with an Emmy and Academy Award. So
Yeah.
I'm going to keep on doing what I love.
Well, look,
I'm here for that.
I always do my self plugs. So when you're writing or whatever, don't forget we need parts of something. Adam and Steve needs a part in something.
Adam and Steve,
I
not
got
Adam and Eve.
I
Adam
have some
and Steve.
acting experience, so right, we need some
I
parts.
don't really, but you know
you
what?
don't
I'll
need it
just-
these days.
I could be an extra.
Right? You don't need, you'll be fine. Trust me. You don't.
I can have you hide in the bushes when I reenact the shitting.
No.
Oh,
I need a.
yeah. Am I going to be the one in the slippers?
Right.
Oh God,
be
that
the-
would be my part.
I need
Really?
a speaking. Right. I need a speaking SAG type of role that can be. I need an arc that's ongoing. I don't be killed off.
I got you.
Okay, because I don't be just like on the side because I'm gonna like do everything I can. Like I'll be like Lucy. If you ever watched I Love Lucy when she was in Hollywood and she got the role as like the showgirl and she did everything she could to. Yeah, you know what I mean. Be like that. Yeah, Adam's like I don't know.
No, whatever you say. I mean, I know I Love Lucy. I just don't know the part you're saying.
It's just the Hollywood episodes.
Anywho,
Anyways,
Back to shitting.
Right.
but no, that's great. Yeah, I honestly, I'm just still a little speechless from the shitting, and I loved your story, and
I know.
and I think we should probably just transition into our last segment here.
All right, you ready?
Traumatized. I'm
I
so
know.
sorry.
Adam's never gonna forget this.
Never.
All right, well, let's go into that segment.
Ma'am, what do you think?
All right, I will read the question,
Okay.
and then you guys can give
You're
me
gonna
your
answer first because you're the guest. You're the
okay.
guest star.
No pressure.
All right, ma'am, what do you think about being pretending to be turned on while having sex?
Ooh,
Have you ever done it? Would
that's
you do
work.
it?
That is work. Like this goes along with like faking an orgasm.
Kinda, yeah.
Because I've done that.
I've done that.
several times. Like you know, it's just not, whatever it is, it's just not working.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And
And
so
you want to
you
get out
just
of there.
moan it. You just moan it like you do in the porn videos. And then there have been like several
Just like the bridesmaid scene when she's getting fucked in the beginning. Oh my God, that was so funny.
That was me.
Yeah.
It's work. That's how I feel. It's work. And you're disappointed.
And nobody wants to work, and
Nobody
they're not
wants
getting
to work.
paid for it.
Exactly.
Right. Boom.
And then there's that awkward time where like he may ask you like, did you come? And I was like, yeah. And like that's when you gotta speed up. Yeah, like just get the fuck out.
Yeah, I gotta go. It's time to leave
Before she finds out the truth.
Yeah. So
That's how I feel.
well, how do you feel?
I can't pretend anything in life. I'm very, very, very bad at it. So if I'm not turned on, chances are that person is no longer in my apartment or I'm in their apartment.
They know that you're not turned on.
It's just not gonna happen.
I've kind of done it where I kind of
like,
made it
I'm
seem like so it could be over faster.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I wanted to do that. I thought I was horny, but I'm not really.
Right.
It's just
You never went to theater?
no. No, I told you I don't act. It's not me. I can be an extra. I'll be in the
that's
crowd.
it.
That's it. I can just be.
I've done it where I've kind of acted like I was like into it so it could be over faster because I knew I wasn't really into it. But then there's also been times where like this isn't working for me. Like no.
Yeah.
Like
no, ma'am.
Yeah. But those are the times where when I say it's not working for me, those are the times where I didn't even start. Right. Like it's just when you're in it and you kind of realize like I'm not into this, and then you try to make it so you can go.
Yeah. Some stupid excuse.
Yeah.
Shit on yourself.
That will definitely work. That will get you out of the situation really fast.
I'm just feeling real shitty right now.
You know what? You just reminded me of one peculiar story. I should not share another shitting story. I really shouldn't. But here we go.
Okay.
But it's not me shitting this time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good for you. Otherwise, I'd be like, you might have a problem.
You might have
There's
IBS.
medication
I think
for this.
You might have IBS. I don't know.
I'm already done with this episode.
We have talked about shit too much.
I'm done.
But just you know what, this is. I do want to hear this story.
Okay, but Cheryl.
I was that terrible gay where I went up to this random hookup. It was Grindr hookup. And usually you should have this conversation before you go to the Grindr hookup, but I didn't. And halfway into this perfect example of what you're talking about is this guy, halfway in, we're going at it, says, how do you feel about me shitting on your chest?
No, that's when you get up and leave.
That was my reaction.
There is a perfectly good toilet right over there.
It was like, well, have you? He's like, have you bowel movement yet? Oh, I'm good. And I wrapped it up real quick. I did the whole faking and everything. And I was that terrible gay where after I left, I just blocked.
I wouldn't have even faked
I blocked.
I would have. No, you should have taken a picture and sent it to all your friends and said, "Do not."
She's a shitter.
Okay.
Everybody,
shitty fucking person.
Everybody, I am so sorry.
I can't. I'm sorry. This is funny. I just think I could go on for hours.
I hope you guys are all entertained.
Yeah, I can't believe that actually happened to you.
It happened.
I
Down the street too, like in Hollywood.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be our most listened to episode.
If you see this person online again, please send them to me.
This was on Selma Avenue.
If you see this picture online, please send us the picture so we can all know.
Don't gay shame.
No, I'm just
It's a
saying.
shit
It's a shit shame.
If you're into it, you're into it.
No, you're into it, but I just don't want to get approached.
No, I don't want to be in that situation.
I
get
wanna-
uncomfortable very
exactly,
easily.
'cause
and
I'm not in-
It would just be really awkward for the both of us. So like, just let's not.
I'm just saying, I'm not into it, so I would like to avoid this person. I would like to block them just in case.
Just so you don't have to experience it.
Well, that went
A simple no.
Right.
I gotta leave. That's what would happen.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Well, that went sideways.
To each is their own, though.
Yeah.
Anywho, so great. So great having you on. I just can't even. The amount of joy I have from this episode is just
hilarious.
more than I even expected. So please
Oh,
come
you're
back.
definitely coming back.
Please. More stories. Tell people where they can find you, where they can shit on you.
You can find me on Instagram. It's at Funeral Boy Writer, and that's because, from the funeral home, and I'm a writer. So Funeral Boy Writer. That is my Instagram. I have as Twitter, but rarely use it.
I was going to say, do you really use Twitter other than porn?
I use it not for porn. You know what? I found out very late you could use it for porn.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like not too long ago.
Late.
Oh, well, now welcome.
Yeah.
Little cheat way to save your money from OnlyFans. It's called Burial Boy Writer. I only use it to market Kings of Napa. But other than that, I don't really use Twitter. So I think it's best to connect me through Instagram.
Instagram's easier.
And just so you know, it's private only because I got hacked and someone tried to make an OnlyFans out of mine. So don't be mad if it's private. I promise I'll let you in.
That's not, mine's private too, my personal. But it's, I accept people. I just want to make sure I know who I'm accepting.
It's not a Russian bot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, someone who has 0 posts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's questionable.
God, I know, that's annoying.
Anywho, okay. Anywhere else they can follow you or anything?
No, that's it. Follow my mess, on Instagram.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
Okay, and you can please follow us at Adam and Steve Podcast. You can follow me also at Adman2005 or Steven at
Green Eye Steve.
And I hope everybody enjoyed the episode. Remember that I'm pretty sure you did. Remember that God made Adam and Eve, but he also made
Adam and Steve.
Any problems?
Pray about it.